All right, so this video is going to be on the Anne Hathaway situation. I'm going to kind of branch off into a couple of other situations that other thoughts that kind of go along with this. So here we go. What she says in there was a stabbing death of a young black lady by a man that, come to find out, it was a white man that was actually schizophrenic. And of course, we're spinning the narrative that black people have to be scared of white people because somebody white kills somebody black, even though statistically black people kill white people more than it's the other way around. But whatever. So she says that's black people have to fear white people, and she goes into a whole nother little rant about basically anti-white and black people should be so scared of white people, which is funny because what I seem to find funny about this, and here's the tangent I'm going out on, is that white people like her, these white liberals, they don't want anything to do with black people. The same as that the people like her, the liberals like her, that holler about the children at the border and blah 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 and illegal immigrants and stuff like that. They don't want anything to do with those people. They don't want to live around them. They don't want to do anything. They don't want anything to do with these people, but they want to sit back and virtue signal and act like they're that they're so high and mighty or whatever, and that they're just doing the good work. Now, what the main point is that my issue here is, when has acquiescence and just flat out placating ever helped anyone? When has that ever helped anyone? And I'm going to try to go down a list, and I bet you I'm going to leave something out. Telling black people that nothing is ever your fault. When black people are upset, we don't, you never say that anything's ever our fault or anything like that. It's always the evil white man that's in the bushes behind every single bad decision a black man or black woman makes. When does that help someone? If you have a child, a son, daughter, or whatever, and you just constantly tell that kid that anything that ever happens to them, it's not their fault. That's very attractive. I've said this before in previous video. That's so attractive to know or to feel that anything that ever happens to you is absolutely not your fault. It must be some other reason is the reason that you're not successful and you're not getting ahead in life. There must be some other reason. Gotta be. Because it surely isn't your fault. Same with women. With women make 77 or whatever that is cents on the dollar as men. It makes no sense. This has been debunked plenty of times. But to just sit there and keep placating in the mob and just whatever you think it is, how does that help women? You're living in a rape culture. How does that help women? 1 in 4 women are raped in college. That's the biggest blunt load of bull crap. How does that help women? How do you think that's going to help women in any way? By just constantly, you're making spoiled children out of these minority groups. As far as the gay community, transgender, boys are girls and girls are boys. Yeah, you're a girl, or to a young man, or to a kid, to a little boy. You're a girl. Or and vice versa. You're a boy, a little girl. If you feel like you are, or a grown person, if you feel like you are, that's exactly what you are. What? When is when Ben Shapiro comes on there and said, why are we mainstreaming delusion? Seriously, why are we? Why are we mainstreaming delusion? Why are we sitting there acting like something is what it isn't? When does that ever help that community? To say something is, or you can say whatever you want to, but don't expect anyone else to play along with it as far as that goes. And all the other situations, all the other communities that'll sit back and make all these demands and stuff like that, and the left just sits there and feeds into it. When do you think that's going to help that person? This is like a child. You give a child every single thing he or she wants, and each time they tell you something, you act as if that is fact. If your child says that your little horse is a unicorn, the little horse that y'all own is a unicorn, and you actually say, yes, that is a unicorn. Not that you're playing along, but that is an actual unicorn just because you said so. How do you think that's going to help that child? Is that going to help that child in any way by playing into what this child wants? That doesn't help us. So this whole the book that I've read before, Jason Riley, it talks about, it says, please stop helping us, how liberal policies that help hurt the black community. I think that is verbatim what the title is. It's the truth. Constantly giving us and telling us that certain things are what they are just because we say so, and it's never your fault. That's detrimental to black people. It's detrimental for people like Anne Hathaway to constantly talk about white people are the problem and we need to be so scared of white people. That's a problem. Especially when we're killing each other in way greater numbers. You're not helping black people by saying stupid crap like that. I'm just a small man in a huge pond. She more than likely won't see this, but you know what? This is my plea to liberals like that. You're not helping black people by saying these things. When LeBron James says the thing that he worries about the most is his children being gunned down by the police, you're not helping, LeBron. You're not helping. That's stupid to say something like that. When a person is walking along a dark alley in Chicago, Detroit, whatever, I'm pretty sure that they're not worried about the police just running up. And some of them probably are because they buy into bull crap like that. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this. This is a long video for me, but this is absolutely amazing that somebody like her would actually say stuff like this. And you wonder, and I can't wholly put it on the white liberals like that. Because black people are just as, we're adults. Some of us are adults. I can't blame, the children are one thing, but some of us are adults. And if we're buying into this bull crap, then we're at fault too. But the media and white liberals like that constantly tell black people that nothing is ever your freaking fault. And if it is your fault, it just is your fault. Stop telling black people, women, and people, Muslims and whatever. Stop telling everything that is not their fault. I'm not saying there aren't situations where there is actual prejudice, racism, whatever. But in the sexism, whatever. But majority of the things that go wrong is right there in the mirror. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and all that, and we'll see you on the next one.